Slender Man was one of the most popular internet horror figures of all time. So why then is the recent movie such a letdown with had nearly zero hype and build behind it? I'm your host as always, K-Mac Time, and today I want to take a closer look at the Slender Man movie and why its popularity waned in recent years. So sit back, relax, and smash that like button because here we go.
Slender Man. He preys on innocent youth.
What was that? I think this is how we get Katie back.
Now a quick brief history about Slender Man for those of you who aren't familiar, but starting back in 2009, he was virtually everywhere on the internet, getting its start on the internet forum site called Something Awful, where users would usually just make memes and posts about random things. But back in 2009, there was a contest for users to create a paranormal images via Photoshop. And almost overnight, this tall, slim, tentacle-armed man became a sensation. Photoshopped images of him in the background of black and white photos started popping up everywhere, and before long, the entire internet was gripped with the Slender Man and his backstory, which intriguingly is completely made up by the horror online community and based off a mixture of scary stories and urban legends from all over the globe. Eventually, his so-called canon backstory and myth became over 200 pages long.
Those who hear the 3 bells toll accept his invitation. When you hear the first, you must close your eyes.
Katie!
Opening your eyes only once you've heard the third.
And of course, with a massive surge in popularity on the internet, it was only a matter of time before someone wanted to cash in with a Slender Man movie, and in 2013 it was announced a film was in fact in the pipes for a horror urban legend Slender Man. But not long after that, the movie ran into its first major hurdle. Unfortunately, in 2014, there was a tragic and shocking incident involving 2 girls that were 12 years old who drug another young girl into the woods, stabbing her 19 times in an attempt to please Slender Man. Thankfully, the girl survived, but the Slender Man community soon came under heavy fire from the media and other media outlets. There was even an HBO documentary about the effects of Slender Man on children. Of course, this made making a Slender Man movie controversial to some, and many called for its cancellation. There was actually a petition that gained over 2,000 signatures overnight and ended up over 20,000 overall. This online petition was to have the movie pulled from production. But it wasn't just the public backlash that doomed the film. There were many other factors, mainly very bad timing and too many delays. The film was first slated for a 2016 release, but then pushed back to 2018 before finally being released last week in August of 2018 after having many setbacks. Simply put, it was about 5 years too late. If you think about it, in the lightning fast pace of the internet age of memes and creepypastas and urban myths like Slender Man, they come and go at the drop of a hat. One replaces the other seemingly overnight. Users are on to the next big new thing and quickly forget about those from the past, meaning that Slender Man had a shelf life and its window was surely shut well before the movie even saw the light of day, which may explain also why the movie got next to zero hype or promotion even from its own studio that was Sony that was putting this out the movie. I didn't know it was even coming out. Maybe they knew that it was a lost cause and didn't want to spend too much money in advertising dollars for a movie franchise that they knew was going to flop. But I seriously can't remember a single ad anywhere on the internet, on the television, on the radio, nothing even in print of this movie until it basically was a week away. And just because I happened to live across the street from a movie theater, I saw them putting out the poster for it when I was leaving the movie theater from seeing a different movie. I saw it. I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot about that. And I was like, wow, they didn't advertise that at all. Most people were completely unaware of this film, which is polar opposite of how popular horror flicks usually captivate the box office. Recently, we saw it with like A Quiet Place and the movies Hereditary, both very solid, and they got very, very big audiences, especially opening weekend, and they were hype around them. I saw commercials about them all the time. They drew up all this hype, especially with other movies like It. It had a huge campaign around it. It made a ton of money at the box office. It was a smash hit, but this just fell flat on its face, and this is probably the only Slender Man film we'll ever see. And finally, the final nail in the coffin of this movie is that the movie itself is just awful. Apparently, it's just been really, really badly reviewed by critics and Patreons alike. Critics calling it a generic, predictable movie with awkward pacing and almost laughable, unrealistic moments in it, and it just kind of fails to capture that feeling of the creepiness that we got from those internet posts back in the day. They just didn't capture what that spark in the bottle was from those internet forum posts that really got this off the ground in 2009 in the first place, and it completely misses the mark on what makes horror movies good. The movie was said to have only done $1 million in the box office on opening weekend, which is absolutely abysmal by today's standards, which means the movie will most likely be pulled quickly from theaters and never heard from again. And like I said earlier, we'll probably never get a sequel or a follow-up or anything, and this will go down as the only Slender Man movie we'll ever know or see, which is kind of unfortunate because it had such great potential. There was such a potential there for this mythos, for this urban legend, for this. I thought this could be something that could turn into maybe a franchise of movies that could do well and then re-spark that internet thing and have these theories and have people writing their own backstories and adding to it, which is a big part of the horror community online and the creepypasta communities, things like that. It would have been a revival for that kind of, and I thought that was a really cool idea, but the movie, like I said, was too little too late, unfortunately. And the hype for that Slender Man had just completely gone and passed. The murder attempted in Wisconsin really put a damper on it. A lot of people still have that stigma behind it, which is understandable. But unfortunately, it kind of just killed off this urban legend mythical character. And this movie is proof that the internet moves fast and you have to keep up. If you're trying to cash in on things, on trends, you have to be on top of them, and you cannot be late because you will fall flat on your face. Anyway, guys, that's all I have for today, guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you guys enjoyed the video, make sure you guys do me a favor, smash that like button, share this video with your friends, and subscribe for more videos like this in your sub boxes daily. But this is the opening of a discussion, guys. I want to have this open discussion with you guys. Let me know what your guys' thoughts are in the comments down below. Were you a fan of Slender Man back in the day? Are you still a fan of Slender Man today? Did you see the movie? Did you even know there was a movie? Are you planning to see the movie with your friends? I'd love to hear an answer to all of these questions down in the comments. Let's get an open dialogue going there. You guys can also follow me on my Discord server where we chat about things like this all the time. We get in voice chats and do all of this, and we share things over there. You guys can also follow me on Twitter. There's also a Patreon page right now. There's a special shout out to all the Patreons who support the show. You get access to these videos early and things like that. You can check that out as well. Links for all this will be down in the description. But that's all I have for today, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate you guys take the time out of your day to watch these stupid videos that I make. So until next time, guys, remember that it's always KMAC time somewhere. Until then, take it easy and peace out. Jump right in.